Hi everyone, welcome to the December episode of Oh So Inspired Collaboration, hosted by Call Me Crafty Owl, who is Alicia. So this month's inspiration was using hot glue as a resist, but also embossing it. I decided I don't like this technique, but I'll show you my experiments because that's really what they were. I don't know that anything here would go to anybody. Now, doesn't that look like elementary school? Yeah, you know, the sun and the moon. But what I'm using in the background, just so you know, is Stampin' Up's watercolor paper, which I don't have right handy here. So the technique called for watercolor paper, so I decided to try it. And these are watercolor crystals, pigment sprinkles. These are Stampin' Up in the annual catalog. I do love working with these. I don't love working with the hot glue. I can't control it enough, and maybe it's my hot glue gun. I don't know, but that looks like kindergarten stuff to me. So then I did, well, let's just try a little strip with a design, and I think that looks yucky too. And then I was watching the Frugal Crafter from like 2011 video or something, and she was doing a little bit different technique, but I got this brainy idea that I'll take a punch and punch out light bulbs here, and it also punches these, which didn't get right, and I'll make like a string of lights. So honestly, it turned out so-so. This is hot glue, and then I embossed it with Stampin' Up's shimmer white Stampin' Emboss powder. It's sort of it's got like a glittery silver in the white, and these I decided to do in the gold, which you can see didn't work out real good. But the technique there is pretty much you let it cool a little bit, then you have to have like a silicone mat like this or something, or the Stampin' Up one, which I have somewhere. Here it is. That's a little cleaner actually. And what you do is you put the hot glue in, let it sit for a minute or two to get almost cool, and then just sort of smush it down a little bit. Well, I did that with these, and they got too smushy, see. But these got okay. So then you have to do it while they're a little warmer. Heat them back up just a little bit, the glue, and then put your embossing powder on and then heat it. But you have to be really careful not to overheat it, because your glue is glue. It'll melt, right? Hot glue melts. And then this one I just left clear as the string. But yeah, so I would not send that to anybody. And I did use my embossing buddy on this to try and not get embossing powder everywhere else. So then I just did a couple dots, and they got so-so. I actually pulled one off that had been down here. And I was going to go ahead and emboss something, a word across here, and I found I had already done this in silver embossing powder. So I just put that on dimensionals over top this flax, I believe it's called, flax ribbon. Yes, and that's in the annual catalog, carried over from last year's 2019 spring catalog in Whisper White. And I put a few little rhinestones on, but honestly that's a waste, and I have done nothing with the inside because this card will not be going to anybody. And then the last one, I went back to the original way of doing it, again on watercolor paper. I just made some swirly designs and some little dashes. I heat embossed them with black, that's not it, with black embossing powder. I forgot to get that out again. And then I used just the Bermuda Bay and the Gorgeous Grape, a little too heavy on the Bermuda Bay. See, it covered up the Gorgeous Grape up here a little too much. But I just sprinkled pigment sprinkles and then wet it with a spritzer with water in it. And then when that dried a little bit, I came back and sprayed it with, I had put Delicata Silver ink refill in here with rubbing alcohol. and I sprayed that, and it actually gave the glue also a little bit of a shimmer, although supposedly that won't stay. So if I rub it, it seems to be okay. You know, like if you had dye ink on the black, it wouldn't, you'd be able to rub it off probably. So I just backed it onto Gorgeous Grape and onto black. This Hey Friend is out of Itty Bitty Greetings. It's in set 2 of 2 of the Itty Bitty Greetings, and this is what I was using for the May Your Christmas Be, and then I had supposedly put Bright on the inside, but like I said, it's probably not going anywhere. So this is in the annual catalog. It's a carryover from 2018 holiday season. This is also in the annual catalog, although it's now cling mount. I got mine last annual catalog, and it was still clear mount. So those are my projects for this month. I have to say I probably will not, oh, and that, it was stamped in Gorgeous Grape and put up on Dimensionals. And these are Gorgeous Grape rhinestones out of the Noble Peacock rhinestones in the annual catalog by Stampin' Up! This year. I will not be doing this technique, I don't think, again. It's not my thing. I can't draw. I can't draw even worse with hot glue. I felt like I was like back in grade school, but with hot stuff that I shouldn't have been using in grade school. So anyway, it just isn't my thing. So yeah, those are my failed projects this month. So I hope that the others had a lot more success. I mean, this one, I like the colors of it, and it's okay. It's something different, you know, but not really. It's too out there for me. This I'd like better if I could perfect doing that, but yeah. And I don't know. I didn't have time, nor did I want to waste any more of my watercolor paper. I love the pigment sprinkles. I just don't like the glue resist part of it, the hot glue resist. So yeah, that's my project. That one's my fave out of everything that I did, but that's honestly not saying much. And none of these will be going to anybody. So be sure to check out everyone else in the collab, and hopefully they did a little better. The lady was from Split Coast Stampers that we were given as inspiration, and she did several different varieties. One, you know, putting a round circle on, and then pushing, dipping it in an ice cube, and then she used a nail head, a roofing nail head, and pushed it in and made like a donut circle. And it looked perfect, and even her lines, she like just did some squiggle lines and then pulled them down. And that looked pretty cool, but she just used a small piece. So that's why I thought I'd use small pieces, but no, not me, not my thing. So I learned a lesson. I tried it, and don't expect much more of that from me in the future. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace. Bye for now.